So right now, I am at what they call LabCorp, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is done in Africa. Welcome back, my global family. Check out my latest episode on my podcast, Let's Talk About It with Empress. And thank you for watching. Y'all, I just did a whole video sharing my experience getting my going in, and I kind of showed you the campus. I guess that won't happen because I'm in the garage now. It's interesting that I did this whole video because I was definitely worried about my health coming over to Gambia, and learning what I did through the experience I had with losing my friend Andrea. I've learned there are so many great hospital systems on the continent. We have Morocco, we have South Africa, just to name a few. So I'm doing my research to understand how that works if I need to get to a hospital system over on the continent, and making sure that my children have a plan of action to deal with me in case of emergency, and just putting everything in place. But my number one mode that I'm in now is getting myself to the best healthy stage of my life before I do go over there, because I don't want to go over there with a lot of ailments and illnesses. So I'm working on exercise, nutrition, mental health, and just getting to be the best version of myself. Now that's the killer of how much I got to pay for parking. But I didn't have to worry about a copay. I didn't have to worry about if they have my stuff right. Everything was just quick, fast, in a hurry. So I'm really curious to see how things are in the Gambia, or anywhere I go into Africa, Gambia, Senegal, Ghana, wherever, just to see how their medical bill, because we have like a very high expectation over here. Things that I've learned about the Gambian healthcare system since I recorded this video has been eye-opening to how ignorant many of us are. One, like I said, have a plan of action on the continent. Two, anyone who wants to open up a food service in hospitals in the Gambia will do well, because there are no food services over there. So you are at your family's you're being held hostage in a sense where you would need people to make food for you. But unlike, how we have special diets, if you're diabetic, high blood pressure, you're having random meals made for you, and it might not be within your dietary restrictions that you need to get better. That's like crucial. Food is healing, and I just seen even where, like, I am aware of like paying up front, but you really will need some kind of way of paying for emergencies, because you're paying day by day. It's no credit, it's no insurance. You're coming out the pocket. All these things are real for me. So I know one of the things that I'm looking into is getting insurance that I can cash out in case of emergency that my children will have access to. There are many things that I have to think about to have in place before I head over to the Gambia. Because we're for making people sick in the West. So it's an interesting thing. Thinking that the healthcare maybe not as necessary in Africa because people are not living this crazy lifestyle like us. So it's like a balance, but we'll see. Also, like people. On my way to Pentagon City. Let me tell you something. Customer service is a big pet peeve of mine. My iPhone had went into some kind of like panic attack, and they could not explain what it was. So I ended up having to get another phone. Instead of just getting another phone that I was satisfied with all the comparable storage, because I told them I need it for my video editing, I need it for my YouTube channel, I need it for my business, I need it for my contacts in Africa, because everything I do on my phone. And I said I need my storage, I need to be able to do my accounting. I just was naming everything I needed, and they was like, yeah. Long story short, I have not been able to do anything on this phone. I'm doing it on this phone now, and I'm calling customer service. I'm calling like what's going on? And finally, they had me going in about, and I look. I'm like 179. What is it? MB? Was it GB or whatever? Short on storage. I had 256 and they give me a phone with 64 gigabytes, like what, or megabytes or whatever it is. I'm like, how do you all expect me? That barely holds the apps that I use. So I'm a little vexed because I just feel like I was played. Now, one of the problems that I foresee going to the continent, because everything that's happening to me here, I'm thinking, how would it be handled in the continent? Would they give me my money back? Would they give me a new phone? Like, I'm gonna have to go over here and I'm gonna have to dish out more money for this more megabytes, which I'm really annoyed with. Like, I think something like $100, which I really don't have, because that was money I was supposed to send to Africa, but now I gotta use it for my phone, which really is annoying me. But how would this be handled in Africa? I have seen scenarios, I have experienced scenarios in Africa, like straight up crazy, like where they're just like, oh well, because it was on my birthday in Ghana. We went to this restaurant, like this restaurant bar on the water, and we're all ordering fish dinners, and we they made you pay for the fish dinners up front, and I'm paying for my fish dinner, and I was like, well, do I get a receipt? And they're like, no, you don't know. Do it, just come back. And so I'm waiting for my fish dinner. I'm standing there, I'm waiting, and then they tell me, we ran out. And I'm like, okay, but I paid for it. And they're like, but we ran out. And I'm like, so you're telling me you expect me to pay for a fish dinner and you ran out and you're not going to give me my money back? Talking about a black woman who was about to lose her ever living mind. I was like, yo, and I was like, no. I was like, this is not happening at all. So these are some of the things that the mentality we got to think about. So I'm all up in my panties are all up in a bunch, because I got to come back to the mall and pay for parking inconvenience. But I'm going to get a new phone with my specs. I have to pay a little bit more money, but I'll be able to work. And I called this morning, complained about it, and they told me to come to when I get off of work to get it done. And I was like, well, how soon? They was like, the sooner you better. So, well, that's one of the things I am really thinking about, like, what preventive things that I'm going to need to do when I go to Africa. All right, my phone's ringing. Hey, honey.
Why are you trying to stay away from me?
I'm not trying to stay away from you. Watch my TikTok if you want to see the whole thing. But this is exactly why I gotta do something. I went to what do you call it, taco, whatever, weight loss. So I'm going back to what works. While I'm here in America, KKK, I'm going to work on, I've already worked on my habits, and I'll show the tools that I'm using. So follow my TikTok and spend $20 on my lunch. I got to get it together. I love food too much. So it worked for me for the last, I don't know, 9 years. I lost weight. I look good. I'll be doing regular posts on there because I am in my 50s and I'm moving to Africa and I'm not going like this. Thank you for your support. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. 1200, we're trying to get there, y'all.